On Saturday, March 20th, the sun enters into Aries. Welcome to Aries season. Now, this is an exciting time, an exciting season. Why? Because it is the very first season of the new astrological calendar. Everything that we've gone through thus far in this year has been about endings and surrenders and closures and just being done with the old. This particular energy, the sun in Aries, is what it is we've been waiting for. Aries is a fire energy, and as you might have been realizing, we've been out of fire energy for months now. This is what we've been lacking. This is why we haven't been able to initiate new things, why we haven't been able to be excited about life again. This is why we've been in a funk. And so the sun moving into Aries is something to celebrate. I want to give you a visual because Aries season, the first zodiac energy, fire energy, is when the new sparks get ignited again. It is when we have the spring equinox, when spring itself comes alive. Everything thaws out. We see the cycles regenerate. We see the snow and the winter and the darkness and the depression move away, and suddenly life begins again. Wildlife comes out to play. Flowers begin to bloom again. Life just seems brighter, and it is for good reason. This fire energy is bold, it's aggressive, it's direct, it's confident, it's passionate, and this is what we've been lacking. So we are now being encouraged by the universe to go ahead and take action. Everything that we've been thinking about, the new ideas in Aquarius season, the low and slow actions that we were pretty much restricted in doing while Mars was in Taurus, the thinking processes that we've gone through with all of this air energy, all the feels that we had to reflect upon, all the endings that we had to provide before we can begin again. Now the green flag is waving and we get the party started. This is where new potential arises. This is where the zest of life comes back. This is where new beginnings take place. This is an exciting time, especially because we're leaving Pisces season behind. Pisces season attuned us to other people's energy, other people's wants, needs, and desires. And now in Aries energy, we get to concentrate the focus, the attention back on ourselves. Aries energy is the first zodiac sign in the cycle and very much connected to the ego, to the identity of the individual. So this is where we begin again. This is an exciting time where new projects get off the ground, where new romance gets sparked up again, where basically we become alive. We kick that funk out the door. We open ourselves up. Why? Because we are feeling confident once again. But there are negatives to every sign and to every energy. So we have to watch out for hurting other people's feelings. Why? Because we don't care about other people under the energy of Aries. We care about ourselves. Again, Piscean energy was about the group, the collective. Aries energy, we're pushing that aside. We're getting the attention back on what we want, what we need, what we desire. So we have to be careful that our thoughtfulness for ourselves doesn't derail hurting other people. We don't want to hurt other people, but because we're focused on ourselves, because, we have a tendency to just want to go from point A to point B, because we just want to jump into things, we want to experience life, we just want to get the party started, we do have the tendency to be very hurtful with other people's feelings, with our communications. We also have to be very careful under Arian energy, because Arian energy is kind of reckless. Again, they're not so much about the thinking, they're more about taking action, about the doing. And if they have to suffer the consequences later, so be it. Does that make sense? Not really. But that's why you will see Aryan people, especially with dominant Aries placements in their chart, have accidents time and time again because they're not thinking. They're just going from point A to point B. They're not logical. They're not planning things out. They're just doing. So we want to be careful, especially with our head. Aries rules over the head. We want to be careful with head injuries. We don't want to trip our own selves and fall and bang our heads and slow us up from being able to take the action that we're just so excited in taking. We want to just watch out that we're not burning ourselves out. One of the downfalls of Aryan energy is that they're so freaking excited. They're so excited to be alive. They're so excited to have the spark and the zest back for life that they just hit the ground running and they burn themselves out long before they ever see the finish line. And that can be a problem because, as we've been discussing, 2021 is about reforming, rebuilding, restructuring the things that haven't been working for us. Because we've been downloaded with visions and visuals of where it is that we're moving towards, moving to in the future, technically we do have a little bit of structure and framework that we should be abiding by. But again, we just get so damn excited for feeling alive. We've all been feeling really heavy, really sad, really depressed. And so this Aryan energy zaps us with a blast of energy and we take off like a bull in a china shop and we just can end up destroying everything. And the last thing we want is a huge bill that we have to pay off for being destructive. Okay, we don't want to have to pay that price. So you do want to manage your energy very wisely. We also want to keep in mind here that Mars rules over Aries, and Mars right now is in Gemini. Again, mental state, head, thinking, ideas, planning, logic. Hopefully, we can tap into that energy and use it to its advantage so that we don't just kind of throw caution in the wind and just want to wing it like Aries season normally encourages us to do.